Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we're going to be talking about Casper Network, aka Casper the Friendly Ghost. Let's just dive in and let's start with the Casper stats page. So, first off, why am I on day mode? Like, come on. But holders tab sitting at about 89,640 holders. This is still continuously increasing day and day. We are nearing the 100,000 area, which is very interesting. By the way, we are still very early on this token. Like 89,640 holders is not much when you actually look at some of the rich lists. Like if you go back in time, just to, we'll say 1 year ago, I think the holders tab was sitting at about like 49,000 or something like that. But the rich list, there's a lot of wallets that are holding like 100, maybe even 1,000 Casper. I think that these are just like dead wallets, or maybe they're just like burner wallets. So when we actually look at the statistics here, I don't think that there's that many actual holders out there for Casper. But still. I think that the 100,000 holders tab would be incredible to hit in terms of a milestone. Now, in terms of the entire market, we have lost that critical support zone that we were looking to see if we could break down below, which was sitting at about like 381. I said that's going to be the big area to look at in terms of a red flag to buy down at these levels. And we did hit our first accumulation area, which was 337. I am looking to see if we can hit 3 cents again, and possibly even down here in the depths of like 2 cents. I think that that would be like, listen, they don't want it to come back down to 2 cents, because if I get to play with 2 cents again, it is going to be a splurge event. I'm going to treat it like I'm going Christmas shopping, and I'm going to be smiling all day long, loading up my Casper bags, because I'm telling you guys, I believe that Casper long term is going to some nice highs. I just made a video on how much Casper you need to become a millionaire. The biggest ones I'm looking at in terms of price targets up here, I'm telling you, I'm looking at this like $5 plus region. Realistic for me is like the $1 and we'll say like $1 and like 30 some cent zone to about like $2.23, which is still an incredible area in terms of ROI from where we are at and where we were at going back to the summertime. So just to give you guys that quick insight on that, I figured I would let you guys know my buy ranges, which are labeled out on the chart over here. I did capitalize on the 337 area, and what we are waiting to see is what the market is going to do next, because it is extremely volatile out there. Don't go too much all in or anything like that on a token. I always say diversify is key, but we need to let things calm down before we really kind of go heavy, because when we go and look at sorry, I meant to type in the Casper Bitcoin price chart. This looks pretty decent here. When we look at the supply range, so we were kind of looking at this and charting it a while ago. Like this is the supply range that we needed to surpass in order to have like a very bullish event on the USD chart. But we ended up hitting resistance at it and kind of rejecting. But what I like to see on this chart right now, on the weekly, by the way, this is the weekly candles, is the fact that we have held up on the 20 EMA, which is that green line down there. So this is actually pretty nice to see. We are still hitting resistance, so we need to wait and see what actually happens here in terms of reactions. On the 3-day span, you can kind of see it as well. It's tightening here. So this is building for a big move, and usually when we see these massive spikes up, usually it's like a liquidity hunt that we will see, a drop back down. The thing that I want to see is us kind of continue to hold this range here. At about like roughly 172 sats, because if we lose this, our next major level of support is like down at like 145 sats, and there's not much down here in terms of support. So I would love to see this continue to hold, tighten, and then break out. Casper has been holding up pretty strong. Honestly, I was expecting Casper, with the drop that we have seen, I was expecting Casper to be back down into the 2 cent range already. So very good on Casper's part to really hold up like this strong, especially with the market cap that it has and the amount of volume that it has as well. Like it doesn't have a ton of volume in, which is crazy to me. But nonetheless, let's talk about a few things. Let's talk about fundamentals and stuff. So, Casper is becoming a big success because of what they have prioritized and focused on. For example, here are their four major areas: network growth and upgrades, which we've kind of seen already. I mean, like, honestly, the upgrades have been insane from Casper's side. They've been continuously moving and developing a lot more products, as well as just fundamentals behind the project as well. The utilization of Casper will most likely grow as well as these intricate properties really kind of be realized. So when we look at the efficiencies behind this network compared to most, I've always said like some of the biggest ones are the NFTs. I think that that's a great area of focus, but there's a lot more to Casper than just like the upgradable smart contracts. I think everyone should go look into it more, especially around like the CBC specifications, stuff like that. Very, very high quality network with a ton of development expertise behind it. But we do see tokens on Casper, NFTs, as well as research and development, which all of this is really kind of, I'm surprised that they don't have marketing here because like marketing has been insane from Casper's side. So with that being said, let's move on over here from Nifty Invest. They're saying, for those asking me about Casper, remember that this is a project that is focused on enterprise adoption. With that comes NDAs, meaning you won't hear much about who they're working with until it's official. At that point, it will probably be too late and you'll be chasing. And this is also a big key aspect that I've been addressing for a while on this channel. NDAs. A lot of these big projects like QNT, XRP, XLM, and even Casper, although Casper's not like a massive project. And by the way, I don't know how many followers Nifty has, so 23.7k followers. Definitely go check them out. But when we look at Casper, it's not like a huge market cap token where it's in the top 10 or anything like that. But when we look at the projects that they're really kind of working with and the partners that they're working with, I would not be surprised if there was like a huge amount of NDAs under their belt. I mean, Fortune 500 plus companies, we're talking about enterprise grade companies. This is a special token. Pay attention to the NDAs, pay attention to what they are going to announce going into 2023. Then we do see over here from Rekt Wojak, another huge influencer, 200,000 plus subscribers, 100,000 plus followers, talking about Casper. Welcome to the community, guys. If you want to deep dive into Casper, would let me know. And this is from Crypto Busy. 103,000 followers over on Twitter, about 210,000 on YouTube. I would play this video, but I don't want to get like copyright or anything like that. But he basically breaks it down. Didn't watch the video yet, but it is very interesting to say the least, where we do start to kind of see bigger influencers talking about tokens like Casper. I started to see somebody tweet at me like BitBoy's going to be talking about it. I don't know about that. I mean, it is what it is. I just think that a lot of these people kind of, and I'm not saying, Crypto Busy's doing this, but I know that a lot of influencers in this game will see a token doing very well and the community's growing, and then all of a sudden they'll just jump on it for views. I've never been one to do that, and I honestly don't think I will ever do that. I know recently I bought I bought a complete meme coin, which is Suka, and I have my reasoning behind it. I might actually make a video about it on my website or something like that. Something not on YouTube, just because it is not for like the new investors. It's more for like veterans, because it is a high risk investment. But I will never jump on a project just because it's getting views, just because it's going, massively parabolic. I've been talking about these tokens for so long, especially Casper. I was talking about Casper when, there was only really Kevin Cage talking about it, maybe a few other ones as well, but Kevin Cage was the only one that I seen really kind of talking about the project at the time that I was as well. So when we looked at Casper, originally I loved the technology behind it and I loved the chart because of how undervalued it actually was. So love to see the exposure really kind of getting out there around Casper. We also do see over here, guided by open source principles, Casper Labs is committed to supporting the next wave of blockchain adoption among businesses and providing developers with a reliable and secure solution, which takes me to the next video that I want to play for you guys here, which is about a minute long. And I know that I got scolded on pronouncing her name before, which I do apologize for butchering it. CTO, Medha Parlikar. I hope that I'm saying that name right. Parlikar. I'm trying my best, but I'm probably just terrible at it. It's all good. But nonetheless, we do see you could run Casper in AWS, in Google Cloud, and you can run it in a variety of configurations. You could even transition from a private network to a consortium network to a public network through the upgrade process without losing any historical data. Listen closely to this. This is what makes Casper so intricate and so well developed and really kind of, I would say, just like fully built out for this grade area in terms of the enterprise grade sector. And yeah, I think that this is going to be a big winner in my book in terms of like the enterprise grade sector. Listen closely though.
Here a slide of 3 different blockchain deployments. You'll see the public blockchain here on the left, and in the middle is a consortium blockchain, and on the right is a private network. Now Casper does support all of these deployments. It's very energy efficient because it's pure proof of stake. And there's a lot of proof of stake networks out there, but what's unique about Casper is we have done the engineering work to make it very efficient, even in terms of the VM, the type of virtual machine you can use or need to use. 4 cores, 32 gigs of RAM, so it's not like you have to provision a whole bunch of bespoke hardware to run Casper. You can run it in AWS, you can run it in Google Cloud, and you can run it in a variety of configurations, and you can even transition from a private network to a consortium network to a public network through the upgrade process without losing any historical data. This is really important for businesses because as their needs change, so can their network to meet those requirements.
And this is exactly why businesses, like I'm telling you right now, I would be surprised if they didn't have a ton of NDAs behind them in terms of like the business grade sector, because again, this is catering directly to the business grade sector by having those upgradable smart contracts that are going to disrupt the entire game. I am very, very excited about this area because of how lucrative Casper is as a token for businesses, enterprises, etc. So again, pay attention to these, specialties behind some of these networks that make it extremely lucrative and diverse compared to anything else out there. And last but not least, we do see the enhanced CEP78 is the first NFT standard on the market for account-based access. Is there more? Yes. It allows for upgradable contracts and metadata, seamlessly integrates into existing tech stacks, is highly sustainable, and uses minimal gas fees. But yeah, all of this is really kind of welcoming a ton of development. I do think that the next wave of blockchain adoption will take place on networks like this, especially around the business grade sector. I really feel so confident about Casper being my #1 holding going into 2023. I think, and I really, listen, if it happens, I'm going to 100% be letting you guys know. I really do believe that Casper is going to I don't want to say retire me, because listen, I'm always going to be working, I'm always going to be doing content, stuff like that. I just enjoy it too much. It's so fun to me. But I do think that Casper is going to allow me to really kind of just explore other areas that I really want to get into as well, but I just don't have the time because I'm fully focused on my design agency at the time and my online businesses. So it's hard to get the time to really kind of focus on other aspects. So I really think that Casper is going to be that token that really kind of gives me that financial freedom to do whatever I want in terms of the business grade sector, as well as like real estate and stuff like that, because I have so many ideas. And I really do want to. I just think that this is going to be that token that changes a lot of lives, including my own. So, with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Guys did definitely leave a like, subscribe, to notifications on if you guys want more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, up to you all. Have a beautiful day, beautiful night, wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.